Hi, I'm Dr. Patrick Mahaney. I'm the Chief Veterinary Advisor for the ElleVet Sciences Pets in Need Project, and I have three very special guests with us today. Can you introduce yourselves and tell us what you do?
I'm Katherine Power, and I am an executive and a cat mom.
My name's Justin Coit, and I'm a photographer, director, and cat dad.
And who do we have in your arms, Justin?
And this is Steve Coit.
One of our two great children.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about Steve and also his sister June.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we are longtime cat owners. We had our first cat, Nelson, for 15 years, and Nelson sadly got sick very quickly with cancer and passed away. And shortly thereafter, we sought out, shelters that were particularly high kill or had over, inventory of animals, and wanted to go and make an adoption. And we thought we would go and get a new cat, and hopefully we'd find another gray one, which is what Nelson was. And we just had such a connection to him. So we went, and initially we got to the shelter where Steve came from, and we knew he was there because you can go online and see the cats that they have. But we went around to all the rooms and we couldn't find him. And finally they said, well, there's a medical ward, and he could possibly be in there if he's sick. So we went in there, and we saw this little guy, and he was this perfect little gray ball, which he was talking loudly over and over and over, and he looked completely healthy. And we said, why is he in here? And there was a photo, and he came from a litter of many different kittens. He was actually, I think, the only gray cat. They were a bunch of little black kittens and one gray guy. And they said, oh, I think one of his siblings bit someone's finger. So they were all put in here into the medical ward as kind of dangerous. And I mean, he was like not even 6 inches. So we sort of laughed at that and said, we'll take him. And then we looked a couple of cages down, and we saw this really even smaller, tiny little girl cat that was terribly, terribly ill. And she had, her eyes were kind of closed and she could barely speak. There was a note on the cage that said she hadn't eaten since, whatever the date was. And so I said, I need to take her out and see her too. And I took her out, and we sort of, you can kind of go and do what you want there. We found some food and gave her a little bit of food and tried to get her to eat off my hand, which she really didn't want to. And I think we said we really just have to take them both. And initially, what were you thinking?
Yeah, initially I was worried about June because she was looking so sickly that I didn't want to get us back into a situation where we were adopting a cat that wouldn't make it. Right. But she was so cute that we just had to do it. And I think when she got back to the house for the first time and we were giving her proper food and taking care of her, she bounced back so quickly. I mean, of course, with your help, Dr. Mahaney, she just turned around so fast, and almost to the point where we think she might have been faking it. she was never really that sick. And after that, it's just kind of been incredible ever since. They became best friends immediately, and they really are brother and sister, and we're so lucky.
We were so happy that although we lost, Nelson's life, we were able to save 2 others as a result. So it was really wonderful.
They seem to do so well in your household with your whole family. They're all really, actually, amongst other cats that I work with, a pleasure to have as patients. Sometimes cats can be a little bit challenging, but I really like working with June and Steve and being a veterinarian. Our world is kind of upside down right now. There's a lot of things going on. Things have changed a lot because of COVID, and certainly with recent civil unrest. I think people just need a little bit of positivity with what we're trying to do in the world. With the ElleVet Sciences Pets in Need Project, we're providing complimentary veterinary care to homeless communities in San Diego, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, vaccinations, flea and tick treatments, deworming. The CEO of the company and the co-founder on the ground helping in each location. I'm helping more behind the scenes. What do you think of what we're trying to do just to make a bit of difference in these challenging times?
Yeah, we think it's so incredibly important, pets in need, that now is such a stressful time for everybody that I think it's even more important that we need the love from our animals to help us relax and calm down. And so, yeah, I think it's never been a more important time to take care of our little friends.
Yeah, and obviously veterinary care is not inexpensive, and you know, I think about how lucky we are to be able to take our cats to a vet if there's a problem, and I just can't imagine having a sick animal and not feeling like you have the support or the resources to do that. So we think it's a wonderful, wonderful cause.
Thank you. Well, where can we find you guys? And more importantly, where can we find June and Steve after this interview?
Well, they don't have their own Instagram
No.
account. They're a little bit
Yeah.
under the radar.
Yeah.
We are protecting their identity. But you can check out Justin's wonderful family recipes at Cooking with Coit on Instagram. And I'm Katherine Power.
I love both of what you guys do. I'm hoping that someday we'll be cooking with Coit for cats.
Yes.
Right.
Or maybe
Project.
dogs.
Yeah, let's do it.
Where's June? We should pull her in for one more little cameo.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, well,
So famous.
we know what she kind of looks like because she looks a lot like Steve, just a smaller version of Steve.
That's right.
She's a beautiful little
Yeah.
princess.
Yeah.
Just a beautiful little face.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin, Katherine, June, and Steve for joining us today. If you want to follow us after this interview, you can go to ellevetSciences.com/petsinneed. You can follow ElleVet Sciences on social media, Instagram and Facebook. Me, Patrick Mahaney, first name, last name. Yay, there's June.
There's little Judy, and doesn't she look perfect?
She's perfect.
Once a sick little girl, now she's totally fine.
Very healthy.
She's great. Well, Justin, Katherine, June, and Steve, we appreciate you. Love you. Thank you so much for helping us in this project. And I look forward to seeing you in real life at some point.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Mahaney.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.